So this is part of the evolution of my idea. It's part of um, the thinking process, and it's always like this. I start with one idea, and then it transforms, and then uh, I get to the final destination, hopefully. So in previous videos of this series, I talked about this mm, idea I had in mind of um, which consisted in creating products, um, small products that I can create fast, quickly, test, iterate, figure out the winning product, and this kind of thing. Or I could have like a collection of small products to sell. And it's all very, very interesting. Um, it's promising, and I like that idea. But then something happens. Today I watched this video by Mark Lu. You should follow the guy. He's amazing. And basically in this video was recorded over almost 2 years, and it's basically the chronicle of going from 0 to 20K MRR, which means a good business. Um, with a single product. The product is data fast. Data fast is basically an analytics product. Um, it's basically I use plausible plausible analytics. Although this this product here is more has more features. I think uh, connected to the customers, and there is a journey for payment, users, tracking, a funnel feature. It's kind of cool. Um, there is the famous globe that shows all the users, and this got me thinking, because this idea is like, this is a great product, great, compelling, complex. And compared to the approach I was thinking about, which was the simple products route, uh, now that I think about this, it makes me wonder if I'm on the right track here, on the correct path. For example, um, is it really worth for me to spend time on t- 6, 10, 20 different products, which they can't be that complex, since I am a solo developer and I have to manage all of them. And by design, they are designed to be small. Or maybe I can create a single product, a single big product. And it's funny because in previous videos, I was saying, oh, I don't want a big product that takes me months to build, and then I don't really know if it will work. And then I spent a couple hours thinking about this, and that's actually a good path. That's actually a good path. Um, I already have some ideas, of course. I don't know if those ideas will be the ones um, that will actually be the idea that I will be working on. But I think I've got one idea in particular which has some legs, and I'm not yet ready to talk about this, or maybe I can. Maybe I can talk about this now. Let me see. So I'm gonna do a little brainstorming with you, with this mind map, and so basically we've got this app idea, and this could be like the kind of application, like I don't recall the term, but the thing I can do here is I can create an app that you can self-host, or I can host this on the cloud. I still have to decide what's the best what's the best approach here, because one thing that I have always hated about creating an app, and the reason that basically made me avoid this for far too long, and something which also I think set me back for a while, is that I don't want to host your data. I don't want to be responsible for your data. I don't want to handle the security implications of that. And but uh, in 2026, in the age of AI can help me a lot with this, with the security, with the privacy, and all this kind of stuff. Um, because agents can do automated checks 24 hours a day, and I can have specialized agents and code reviews that prevent me to do any kind of error, for example, in regards to security and whatnot. So I can imagine self-hosting the application as well, um, hosting it myself, so you don't have to host it on your own, which is always a burden, and especially I think as a solo developer now. Um, if I let you self-host this kind of tool, then you know, you are going to install this. You, the customer, are going to install this on various different platforms, and there will be problems which I have not acknowledged or I cannot replicate because I'm using some different platform, for example. And so I will have to be um, like the DevOps problems will be higher than the application problems. And I know this because I used to mm, provide support for my CMS extensions, which were installed on many different shared hosting or virtual private servers, etc., etc. So hosting this myself is now a viable path. Um, and this is after like considering this kind of apps I was thinking about building, like uh, developer tools which you could install on your system. But also now I was thinking about creating little applications, web applications that you could run on your own servers. And both of those things like are a bit of a nightmare. Uh, they are nice in some aspects. For example, I don't have to manage your data, but then they are nightmare in other aspects. For example, I need to be uh, I need to handle all the possible environments, all the possible um, different configurations, and of course, I will create a macOS version, for example, any want really. the Windows or Linux version, and then I have to create it, and but I don't really want. So I think offering a cloud version first is a good idea. And now this was for the kind of app, like the or well, the hosting part of the app. But I think that this is a very crucial decision you have to make. So I host this on the cloud is the main premise now with um, this brainstorming. And which kind of app I'm gonna build is an app for um, developers and website builders. That's the that is the main um, niche I've been working on for years and years and years. Um, Website builders. I want to create something that you can uh, connect to your website, that talks to your website, that um, provides value. And I've been thinking about this for a while. So basically, the features. Let's talk about the features. Well, I'm talking in terms of features, but I mean benefits actually. Let's call it benefits. The benefits. I think that now creating websites is getting easier and easier, especially with tools like AI can really, I think, well, it's Anthropic or Codex. I can remember they released a sites feature. Okay, it's a Codex, OpenAI, which lets you create websites um, very easily, hosted by OpenAI itself on Cloudflare. So basically, you create websites directly on in the tool. You don't have to even connect to. You don't even have to connect to, for example, Netlify or Cloudflare or handle anything. You just ask the AI to create a website for you, and this is amazing. But one thing I was thinking about is that any website needs to have like a baseline of features. Um, and if you don't need them now, you're gonna need them soon or 1 year from now. And in the past, we used to have a CMS, and CMS was like this big platform, WordPress, for example, or Drupal, Joomla. And then we had the hosted platforms like Webflow or Squarespace. Those are basically hosted CMS in the cloud. Um, with those tools, um, you are forced to use that specific platform. So you used WordPress, and that was it. You used um, Squarespace, and that was it. So you only had the option to use tools and plugins, whatever, connected to that kind of platform. What I was thinking about is um, creating a tool that lets you connect various building blocks and add them to your site. Okay, It's building blocks for your site. Um, for example, one thing could be um, testimonials. For example, you want to add testimonials to your site. I've been doing this for any website I own. All my websites have testimonials, and I need to repeat the same thing over and over to display the testimonials or even to collect them. And so this could be one of the building blocks. So we got testimonials. Testimonials have a front end part, which is a widget that displays them, and then a back end part, which is a form to collect them. Uh, I said forms, which leads me to forms. So you want to add a generic form to your website. It could be a simple form or it could be a more complex form. And this is one of the uh, most common things because you want input from your users. This could be um, one of the building blocks of this tool I'm thinking about. Using maybe you can create a form for creating testimonials. You can create a form for a contact form, or you want to create something more complex for um, customer requests, support. For example, mm, you have a problem with customers have a problem. They want to get in touch with you, and they must do it through a page on your website. So this could also be an help desk, which basically shows um, you could create helpful content for your users on this platform and display it very easily in your website. And I think the thing that could separate this tool from all the other tools is that we can basically we can think about a way to add the style of your website. Like the style of your website should be, I don't know how, but using AI we can somehow emulate the design of your website. And maybe you point to your website and we grab the CSS and whatever, and so it's all automatic. This could be interesting. Mm, so you got the most interactive parts of a website that are not custom, like custom backend. Uh, but you could have like testimonials, forms, help desk. We could have like a private member area, for example. Private member area. We could have users accounts. Mm, I'm just thinking. I'm just thinking. I don't know if those will actually be things that will make it into the software. I don't even know if I will build this software. It's just all. I'm just thinking out loud. Users, testimonials, forms. Maybe we can offer downloads. We can offer, for example, feedback area. Feedback, um, bug reports, for example, or um, ratings. I'm thinking about interactive things that we can add to a website. We could have a blog, for example. So basically, um, anyone in your organization can connect to this tool and update the website without touching the website code. Imagine. Um, and it's also easy for you to have a quick look over all your websites. If you are building them with this tool, you could have like a single unified view of all the data, all the stats. We could also have a simple analytics tool. I don't want to step into the into what Mark has done here with DataFast. I don't think I want to build a tool as complex as this, but it could be like something simple. You want to track visitors or see, for example, mm, tracking goals is also something. Maybe we can get into the CRM realm here. Um, I'm thinking about some features from the most popular CRM software because one thing that we can do here is you build the site and then you hand it over the marketing department, the people with no technical skills, and they should feel at home um, with operating on the website and doing stuff in their day to day, even related to marketing, related to uh, tracking their ad spend and things like this. Basically, I want this tool to be an everything app for your website. You know, um, Elon Musk famously called um, Twitter, he wanted to transform it into an everything app. And I don't know if he's actually accomplishing this, but I want to create something like this. And I think this plays well with my original goal of creating simple tools because those are actually separate small tools that are part of a bigger product. So I can start very, very small, very easily. Maybe we can create a login system for your website. Um, we can create downloads feature, a small e-commerce, maybe even small e-commerce uh, part of your website. This could be like, for example, your website is yoursite.com, and this could live in a subdomain, for example, app.yoursite.com, or um, I don't really know, but some subdomain that represents this this thing here. I don't have any ideas for this now, but this I think this will be very useful because now, for example, any website I create is vibe coded. mm, In terms of architecture, I use Astro, but vibe coded, I mean, I might use AI to create the website, to work on the content, but I'm not I'm not architecting a full backend for my website. But if I had a tool like this, I could use this on all my websites. Every one of them would make use of at least 5 or 6 of those things in this list. So what I think is that I need to create a tool for myself first. And if I find it useful, there's a chance that many people would find this useful as well. In particular, people who use static sites. I create static sites or almost static sites. Um, but even if it's not a static site, I will not create a full backend just to, I don't know, add the testimonials or even forms. It's really hard to create forms, multi-step forms, um, easily. Well done. Uh, that doesn't look like AI slop. And speaking of AI slop, I think it's really important that this tool has a lot of quality, uh, perceived quality, and also actual quality. Especially in the age of AI, no one is trusting your software. Like, I don't trust any software now because I know it's gonna be vibe coded, and it's not that I don't trust like the AI to have generated the software, because humans writing software would be worse probably. But I don't trust the people to keep running the software for years, because they just wrote the software in 1 hour or one day, and then they just jump to another thing. But this should be like a backend you can trust. And I still don't know how to achieve this kind of thing. But since I'm perceiving this in other people's software, I don't want other people to perceive this in my software. So yeah, this was a good brainstorming, I think. Um, I'm sure I will come up with 20 other possible things that the app could do, but I just need to identify maybe two or three different things that all of my websites need, and I should start with that. Then I should launch this, and if people find this useful and they start using it, I will start listening to what they ask for. That's I think that's the only thing that ultimately um, determines if your app is going to be used. Like, I don't want to be wasting 6 months building all those features, of course. I just want to spend maybe 1 month building a tiny um, minimum viable product that provides a core set of features that will be like at the core of the app. And probably that's gonna be forms. That's gonna be, what is it gonna be? Um, Hosting your data is also going to be huge, I think, because I've always, anytime I create a website, maybe I'm creating this website using Supabase, this one using Convex, this one using my own um, database, this one is using Turso, SQLite, that other one is using Postgres, and it's always somewhere different. different places. Some data is stored in databases, some data is stored in files, and this is something that I've always wanted to build, like a unified data storage platform, storage and management. I think I can track this idea back 3 years from now. Like, I think I've got some notes where I say I want to build this app that is a centralized data storage for all your data. This could be it. Maybe I found a good fit. So I could have forms and data, and everything will follow. Oh, and one thing that just occurred to me is newsletters. Like, I'm the king of newsletters. Uh, I have a newsletter on all my sites. I have waiting lists on all my sites. All this data goes to my newsletter tool. Newsletter, waiting list. And this is exactly the kind of thing that I need to create because I'm gonna use this every day. And I've been using a tool for newsletters. It's called Sandy. It's open source. It's paid by but open source, self-hosted, and I've really debating a lot the past um, if it was worth creating my own version, my own uh, tool to manage newsletters. Like, um, I've been using a ton of different tools to manage newsletters. I've been sending millions of emails, and I know what is the minimum set of features that um, someone wants in a newsletter. So we can incorporate a minimalist newsletter tool here, waiting lists. Um, we can also create like you have a waiting list because you're waiting for something. You're waiting for a product release, for example. So we can also have payment forms, payments. So you pay and then you get access to something. That's a great idea. That's a great idea, actually. And yes, so I'm really grateful that I I watched this video by Mark because it gave me the courage. So I wrote this comment, and we need people like this. We need people like Mark, people who motivate. They are not afraid to share everything they learned, everything like their failures, and it's really awesome that we've got those people as role models to follow. And it's always been like this for me. I've always found people who shared everything they knew to be like, if I see someone else doing something, then I know I have more confidence that I can do that too. And it happened many times in the past, and today it happened with Mark. I'm grateful for that. See you in another video.